Welcome to the Athena Wellness Podcast, the show that invites you to take a seat around the community fire and listen to stories that inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Robinson, author, coach, and founder of Athena Wellness, a company that helps you live well and live long so you can do the things that light you up with the people you love. Hello, and welcome to episode 12. Thank you so much for joining me for this shortened Wellness Wednesday episode to help keep your warrior vibe high. We talked a lot about self-care as self-love in episode 11 as a way to honor ourselves on Valentine's Day. That episode ended with me leading you through a process to create or update a self-care plan. And today I want to give you an example of how I put myself through the same process so you have a tangible example. But first, I'd like to start with how wellness routines change over time, even for wellness professionals. And that's because our bodies change, our life circumstances change, and our intentions or goals change. Using myself as an example, I'll take you through the main shifts in my approach to wellness over the years. First, my 20s. I, like probably many of you, had boundless energy. I was at the start of my professional career. There were a lot of late night partying. I got my exercise through activities with my friends, like laser tag or skiing or fun on the beach. And even though I began a long-term partnership and was exploring vegetarianism, it was my unhealthiest decade. Enter my 30s. I settled into a long-term partnership, bought a townhouse, and was over a decade into my Wall Street career. But I was out of shape and overweight. And in my mid-30s, I started a program called Body for Life. I started exercising 5 times a week and really cleaned up my diet. And the results were swift. When I started, I couldn't run for more than 1 minute at a time, and I would alternate between walking and jogging. And that quickly turned into 30 minutes of continuous jogging and then to running. The combined weight training and cardio and clean eating quickly transformed my body, and it was really the beginning of my love affair with wellness. Into my 40s, that's when I really started to hit my stride. I had this holistic mind, body, spirit approach, and I was practicing my good diet, still had my exercise protocols in place, and they were now embedded in my days. Even though I was traveling, even though I was commuting and working long hours, it was a decade of wellness exploration. Raw vegan diet for a while, meditation, energy modalities, writing, my first half marathon, just to name a few. Enter my 50s. Now I'm firing on all cylinders. Half marathons gave way to endurance cycling, running a marathon and running an ultra marathon. I was doing boot camp, had a brief CrossFit stint, did Spartan trail races, ate primarily a plant-based diet. Most importantly, I left a long corporate career and now I'm running my own business, turning my passion projects into my life's work. I share this because the things that I'm doing today, I couldn't even dream about when I was in my 20s or 30s. It took time. I had to figure out what motivated me and then take small, consistent steps, which is really what the Athena Principles methodology is all about. So with that as a backdrop, let me share with you some of the things that I've added to my wellness routines, my newest small steps. As I was thinking about what I wanted to change, I put movement and nutrition aside for now because I always make changes in the spring and in the autumn. So we're a few weeks away from spring, and I'll share more about anything I change on that front as we get to it. So what I was thinking about as I went through the list of questions that I asked you was, as I get older, I know hydration and stretching, which have historically been my Achilles heel, are taking on more importance. I am terrible at practicing both of them. So, following my advice on starting small, here's what I'm committing to do. 1. To encourage water intake, I now keep a covered jar on the kitchen counter. It's 16 ounces, and I have a goal of drinking 2 a day. And I can just hear all the hydration enthusiasts in the audience gasp at my anemic attempt. But that's a lot of water for me. And so if I do that daily, my body will have the benefit of more than 2 gallons of water a week that it currently does not have. I'm about 2 or 3 days into it, and I'm keeping to my commitment. The second is stretching or pliability, meaning keeping my muscles soft and elongated by rolling on either a vibrating or a foam roller or a sphere. So in order to establish the habit, I'm looking to add 3 10-minute sessions per week. That would be a small but important step for me. As a bonus, I'm adding 1 more for the pure joy of it. I've been writing for more than 30 years in all kinds of notebooks. The last 17 years have been in the same black, hardcover, spiral-bound notebooks with the same Mont Blanc pen. And for my own self-care gift on Valentine's Day, I treated myself. I bought some fun supplies to create an additional place, in addition to my normal journaling, where I could explore multimedia journaling. And so this is my form of playtime, I think. We'll see. I'm going to experiment, but I can't wait to make this my new fun activity. And I hope that inspires you to add some fun to your routines as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many ways you can spend your time. Thank you for choosing to spend it with me. Until our paths cross again, be kind to yourself and show your warrior spirit some love. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please pass it on. And many thanks to all who have subscribed and left a review. Not only does it ensure that you'll never miss an episode, but it also helps others find their way to our circle. If you'd like to access the show notes, have a question you'd like addressed on a future episode, or would like a transcript of this episode, visit www.athenawellness.com/podcast. Until next time, be well.